Our first guest grew up feeling disconnected from her Indian heritage, but with the encouragement of a friend to start cultivating wheat on her farm, she was able to find connection to her ancestors. Here to share more of her incredible story, we welcome the author of On Gold Hill, Jaclyn Moyer. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Tell me about the title and that special location, Gold Hill. It's such a beautiful part of your book.
Yeah, so Gold Hill is the name of a region in El Dorado County in Northern California. And that is near where I grew up, and that is the location where my partner and I had a vegetable farm for about 4 years.
So how did you come to cultivate this small farm? This wasn't something that you dreamed of from childhood.
No, I don't think it was. But I did grow up always sort of loving those open spaces and being really connected to that landscape. And then, yeah, after college, I think I was really looking for work that felt meaningful and that felt like it offered kind of a tangible way to really make a difference in the world and my environment. And that is what drew me to farming.
Yeah, and learning more about organic produce and different ways to cultivate healthy foods. And then you kind of begin this journey as well of embarking on how this all becomes a book. What was the first moment you realized, I got to write this stuff down and put it all together?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the book came together kind of in fits and starts, and for a while I was writing just about farming, and then I also, was writing what it seemed to me at the time was sort of a separate story about my family and my sort of wanting to connect more with my heritage, and then with the cultivation of the wheat, and through the process of learning more about that variety and how to grow it, it sort of stitched those two parts of myself together. And yeah, I felt like I wanted to write the book to really kind of dig deeper into those questions about the history of agriculture and the history of my family and how they were interconnected.
It all comes together in a really beautiful way. You cover a lot of ground, literally and figuratively in your book, but you can see how everything is so intertwined. Can you tell us a story about discovering that particular wheat and how that kind of changed the trajectory and led us to this place now?
Yeah, so it was in the first season on the farm, a baker friend, had heard of this wheat. It's called Sonora wheat, and it was kind of becoming popular among artisan bakers who liked the way that it was producing breads. And he suggested maybe we grow it because it has a long history in California and does well in those sort of semi-arid climates. And so I started to look into it and had a conversation with a seed supplier who mentioned just kind of offhand that, there were some Indian grocers who had tried it to make their sort of traditional flatbreads, and they, a few of them had mentioned how it really reminded them of breads from their youth back in India, and I had always sort of longed to connect more with my own heritage, and so I thought, perhaps if I could grow this wheat and cultivate it and grind it into flour, that I might be able to make this bread that would also, possibly I could give to my grandmother, and it would remind her of her own home.
That's so beautiful, though. But then through that process, you do get to communicate more with your grandmother and kind of find a language with your mom translating along the way.
Yeah. So it became much more of an involved project of uncovering all kinds of stories that certainly hadn't been passed down to me, and some of them had never been shared at all within our family. So the wheat kind of served as an entry point to these much larger conversations about my family history.
You learned so much about your heritage, your history, and all this while as you're embarking on this adventure of tilling a 10-acre farm. What was that like? I mean, you probably learned so much from that experience.
Yeah, I was 25 when we started, and we had tons of energy, didn't yet have children, and it was really fun in the beginning, I think. And it started out just as like a field, it had been most recently in cattle, and so it was just weeds and grass, and so it was really exciting, especially in the first few years, to really see that transformation and watch the soil get richer and transform the space into a really productive farm. Yeah,
and as you learn about farming, you're learning about your family history, and then you become a mom yourself, and you're able to pass along so much more to your young kids now. And you were saying even your daughter is picking up more of the language that you didn't understand as a young girl.
Yeah, so when she was born, my mom decided that she would speak to her only in Punjabi, which is something she didn't do at all with my sister and I growing up. And I tried to learn with her. So for a while there, we were both, on par, and then my daughter soon passed me up. But yeah, it's harder as they get older, I think, to keep that language going. But it feels meaningful to me for sure that she already knows more than
Yeah.
I ever did.
Do you hear from people now that the book is out that they had a similar experience of kind of rediscovering that heritage and trying to cling again to those cultural things?
I have heard, yeah, that's been one of the really satisfying parts about
Yeah.
having the book out, is having how many people I've met who've had, you know, from all different cultures, who've had a really similar experience of
Yeah.
losing that connection and then kind of trying to find ways to bring it back into
Yeah.
their life.
It's a beautiful story. I'm loving reading the book. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Want to let everyone know that Jaclyn has a book event tonight. It's at 7 p.m. at Powell City of Books downtown on West Burnside. The book again is on Gold Hill, and we'll have more information about Jaclyn and the book event on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.